Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. Myself, Nabiha Nadeem. So we are back again after really so long for about 4 months, and I'm really sorry for that. But we will continue and we'll get back on track for sure, inshallah, in the future. So the thing is, in this particular video, we are going to start a very interesting topic. Like in the previous classes, we have learnt about the cell as the structural and the functional unit of all living beings. We discussed about various cell organelles, cell, its functions, and various different topics and subtopics. We discussed about them in detail in the previous videos. If you have not watched the videos, you may watch them on my channel. So this video is going to be an introductory video in which I'll introduce to you the tissues, the term tissues, like what tissues are. You might have heard about tissues in your life several times, but don't misunderstand this. There should be no misconception with the napkins and all, right? No, we're not talking about those napkins that you find on your dining table or something. No, no, no. These are not those tissues. But these are the tissues which are present inside the plants, the human body, the bodies of animals, and various other things. So now let's see what tissues are. Okay, so if I'm told to define tissues, like what tissues are, so I would say that tissues are the specialized cells of the same type that perform a common function in the body. So we can say that a group of cells of similar or different types having a common origin and specialized to perform a particular function is called a tissue. Getting my point? I repeat, a group of cells. This is a cell, so we are talking about a group of cell right in here. Okay, so a group of cell of similar or different type having a common origin and specialized to perform a particular function is known as a tissue. All right, like for example, the tissue of the heart will be helpful in the circulatory system and circulation and all, right? It won't be helpful in movement and all, of course, right? So this is it. They perform a particular function. A group of active, the group of cells, which may be similar or dissimilar, having a common origin, and they specialize to perform a particular function. These are termed or defined as tissues. What? Tissues. All right. Yep. Now the question arises, where do tissues fit in the living organisms? Like as I told you, don't get confused with those napkins or tissues that you find on your dining table. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the tissues. I'm referring to the tissues which are present in our body. Yeah, exactly. Now let's understand, where do we find these tissues in our body or something now? So most probably life begins as a single cell called a zygote after fertilization. We all, humans, animals, everything, our life begins as a single zygote, as one single cell, which further keeps on dividing, becoming or leading to formation of a multicellular organism. Right? So this cell, which is the zygote, it differentiates into variety of tissues, group of cells with similar functions. Right. There is cell division, then a unicellular zygote turns into multicellular, organism later on. Now, a group of tissues with same function forms an organ. For example, like there was a cell, and now a group of cell forms a tissue. Right. Now, group of tissues. This results in an organ. Okay, this forms an organ. Now the group of organs together, they form an organ system, and group of organ systems like the digestive system, excretory system, nervous system, circulatory system, etc., 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 all these lead on to the formation of a complete organism. Right? So this is what it is like, and it's really very interesting. It's going to be really very interesting to know about each and every tissue in your body, each and everything, how are the things functioning, how are the different things, right? Alright, so now that you people know what tissues are, you need to know what are the major types of animal tissues. As earlier I mentioned that first we will discuss about the animal tissues, which is way more interesting as compared to plant tissues. Plant tissue is also very very interesting, but right now we are talking about the animal tissues, right? So animal tissues are majorly categorized into four different types, that is epithelial, connective, muscular, and nervous tissues. We'll discuss each one of them in detail in the upcoming videos, but for now I'm just giving you a superficial idea of all the four. So epithelial tissues, first of all, so they are the covering or the lining of the body cavities, our skin, our you know nerves, the body cavities, the glands, and the blood vessels and everything. So they form the lining or the covering of the insulation of them, right? So this is what epithelial tissues are. Epithelial tissues are found in plants also. I'll let you know about them as well. Now, the next type is the connective tissues. As the word itself suggests, connective tissues, something related to connections or binding or something, right? So, connective tissues, they form the binding or connections between organs, organ systems, and various different types of tissues or something. So, connective tissues are the tissues which bind two different organs, two different components present in our body together. Right. Now, the third type is muscular tissues. As the word itself suggests, muscular means something related to the muscles. So, what is the function of muscles? Contraction, relaxation, movement, right? So, yeah, muscular tissues is referring to movement. They help in movement and all. And muscles are made up of muscular tissues, right? Now, the fourth type is the nervous tissue. As nervous tissue means something related to nervous system. What is the function of the nervous system? Sensing and transmission of the nerve impulses and all, right? So similarly, nervous tissue, they constitute neuron. A neuron is the nerve cell. We'll discuss about its structure and function also. So nervous tissue does the work of sensing and transmission of impulses. So this is what it is like. These are the four major broad categories of animal tissues. We'll discuss each one of them in detail in the upcoming video. So stay tuned. Next video we'll discuss about the first type, that is epithelial tissue. So stay tuned, keep watching, keep supporting. See you in the next video very very soon inshallah. Until then, Allah Hafiz, Assalamu alaikum.